Well, this is basically 5 tablespoons of the golden syrup is underneath the sugar. I put a cup of sugar, which is 200 grams, by the way. And you don't stir it. They don't recommend stirring it because that'll screw up the mixing and the melting. So what you do is you take the pan and gently rock it back and forth, and you will see the sugar will melt into the golden syrup. And as you can see, that little orange stuff on the, well, it's not really orange, the golden stuff on the side, that's the golden syrup. So I'm just waiting for the sugar to melt. Meanwhile, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of baking soda into this bowl so we can just quickly pour it in. And then I need to shake this up because it's bubbling. You need to shake it up so it'll melt. Blah, blah, blah. Then I'm almost forgetting the pan. Okay, original. And I'm just going to spray. It's well greased, and that's all that matters. Make sure this melts. And it's melting. Boop. Boop. I just do 2 teaspoons of this. One. Two. Make sure this is melting. Wiggle, wiggle. And the sugar has to be completely melted for this to actually work. So it'll smell. You know what it really smells like? It smells like cotton candy. You know how cotton candy starts going fast enough and it becomes little beads of sugar, threaded stuff? That little slight smell of sugar burning type of thing. That's almost like what it smells like. It's not completely, oh my god, it's going to cause a fire type of thing. It's just slightly becoming a mass of goo in this sugar. I mean, golden syrup. Golden syrup is probably the easiest way to make this recipe. I'm shaking it up so it'll melt. I've shown Nicole this, but I don't think she's watched it the process completely, but hopefully I'm not going to burn myself. But like I said, grease that pan, glass pan, because if you don't, oh, you're going to have a mess and a half. But not just that, it's easier just doing that instead of foil, because peeling off the foil is a nightmare. Almost done. What I'm doing is tilting it. What you can do is technically brush this stuff down on the side. Well, we know what it is. It's sugar, but just brush it down if you do the tilting thing and if it goes too far up. But normally you won't have to worry about that because this stuff will foam up because of the baking soda anyway. Boop. It's almost done. But, it's the last bit that always takes the longest. So it's almost been 5 minutes anyway. Now it has been 5 minutes. So it's going to be a little bit more than 5 for me to do this. Come on, melt. Okay, I'm submerging all that, getting it up to the right spot. Alright. I can still see that little bit of sugar. Now it's gone. And alright, it's at this point you take off the heat, which I just did, pour in the baking soda, which I just did, and then you stir like mad. And as you see, it foams up. And you can smell this weird, I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, as it's foaming up, you heat it, you let it sit there, it's turned off, everything's turned off. Everything is turned off, and now it's bubbling up to the point that I have to pour it. And you just pour it. It'll spread out onto the pan. Get as much as you can out of the pan. I forgot to turn on the hot water, so I'm going to have to deal with that mistake in a second. But it looks like caramel that you pour out. When the rest of the pan and stuff, you put hot water into it. See? That's what I should have done earlier. And this is what it looks like. White, well, on heat's on. You just let that sit until it's completely cool. And you can tell it's completely cool because, one, it doesn't jiggle, it's a rock. And then you can pry it open and smash it. Smash it with a hammer if you need to. But it's delicious. Recommend covering it with chocolate or drizzling chocolate over it. Dark chocolate preferably, to balance off the sugar sweetness.